Yesterday, Muruga was asking, what is Brahma-sampatti? The Upanishad speaks about Brahma-sampatti. Brahma-sampatti means the mind takes rest in Brahman. In the commentary of Shankaracharya, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is great discussion what happens in deep sleep. According to one tradition, they say it goes and merges in ignorance. Is it ignorance? Is it Karana Shariram? Where does the mind merge? At last they come to conclusion, it merges in Brahman. Aharahar gachanti na viduhu. Every day it goes there without knowing. But when the person gets the knowledge from a teacher, every day he enters the divine being, divine plane. So this is Brahma-sampatti, becoming one with Brahman. Then yesterday he was asking, is that ultimate realization, is it a samadhi state or simple knowledge? This is a constant conflicting thing in the scriptural circle. People say it should be samadhi, and of course samadhi is very fascinating for all. Sit like this, very, very, very fascinating. Without that kind of fascination, spiritual life is not sweet. So you see the meditating yogi, that is the most attractive thing. So samadhi. And there are others who say no, it is knowledge. What is it? If it is knowledge, again the Purva Paksha opponent will come, all the scholars should be Jivan Muktas. If it is mere knowledge, all the scholars should be liberated beings. No. They are sometimes suffering more than ordinary people. So, if it is knowledge, then also it fails to end samsara. So, if you say samadhi, there also you can see the same problem. Hours and hours people stay absorbed. And when they wake up, you talk to them, they speak nonsense. You can see that also. And you find they have not found the truth. Their face will tell you, their words will tell you, their life will tell you. So that is also no. Then what is it? Is there vritti employed in jnanam? Bhagavan says it is needed. Because Swarupa Jnanam is always there for everyone. The very nature of Swarupam is Jnanam. It is shining forth. Then why I am not able to realize it? Because the mind is not employed. Vrittik Jnanam has not happened. In talks with Ramana Maharshi, Bhagavan speaks about it in the last portion, about Vrittik Jnanam. If you see the gloss, you will find Vrittik Jnanam, where Bhagavan says. And in Ramana Gita also Bhagavan says, Swatma bhutam yadi brahma jnatum vrittihi pravartate. When you listen to the teacher, contemplate on that, and the mind turned towards aham within, which is Brahman, which is shining forth within, swatmakara tada bhutva. Then it, like the river merging in the ocean and becomes ocean. Nadi merges in Samudra and becomes Samudrakara Nadi. It becomes Samudra. It becomes ocean. Like that, Swatmakara tada bhutva na prithak pratitishtati. It does not stand apart. It becomes one with it. So without vrittik jnanam, so the person without this awareness, without this knowledge, his trance is like, I'm using Shankaracharya's words very cautiously, yatha kamaha tatha layaha. He says this absorption is like kama. Kama means something romantic, I don't want to use more negative words. You can see that in such things also, people have, even when they take some, that is why they take all these drugs. There also they have that kind of ecstasy, trance. So if you want trance, all these things will give you, and many would have experimented already, must be experts than me. So that is not jnanam. That state comes to you without jnanam, it will go away. It is something which is like kama, he says. It is laya without jnanam is like yatha kamaha tatha laya. Then if it is mere jnanam, see kamam also when he says, it is not a negative word. He says, people get this kind of samadhi there also. Some music you listen, you are absorbed, that joy comes. Nothing wrong, that is good. Especially sattvic music, sattvic absorption, sattvic, it's all giving you good joy. But it will not give you that jnanam, it is not enlightenment. So, samadhi as mere absorption is ruled out. Now on the other side, jnanam, the knowledge of the self. Knowledge of the self along with this absorption. The knowledge of the self is there, again the mind is active, distracted, so many problems, everything. Then also the person is not having the joy of realization. Right? That is why we spoke about this a few days before. We were quoting Vidyaranya Swami, where he says, without vairagyam, without good dispassion, knowledge will not fructify as samadhi. Knowledge will not give its sweetness as samadhi. So vairagyam is needed. Without that, this laya is not much of use. So nirvikalpa cha chinmatra vrittihi. In one place, Vivek Chudamani, Bhagavad Pada says, in samadhi there is nirvikalpa cha chinmatra vrittihi. The I pratyayantara vimishritam. In one place, this all comes later on. Now I am again quoting it before. The I consciousness is not corrupted by other thoughts, by other emotions. It shines forth pure. That is nirvikalpa vrittihi. Nirvikalpa cha chinmatra vrittihi. Samadhina atyanta susukshma vrittya. The scholarly tradition, they have this complaint, because without vrittik jnanam, no jnanam is possible. But Bhagavad Pada clearly says, what is samadhi? It is also vritti. Samadhina atyanta susukshma vrittya. Very, very subtle vritti. Very, very subtle thought process by which the attention is turned towards the self, and there is absorption, there is joy, the mind is not again illusioned by the world, deluded by the world. So that is Tattvatma Bodha, is called Samadhi here, and sometimes without even that the mind remains absorbed. Chit pratyaya, sat pratyaya garbha viliyate. Impregnated with that awakening, the mind merges, not unconsciously. Unconsciously, if it merges, you can stay in that merging for thousands of years. Bhagavan says, 1,000 years you will remain same. Wherever it may be, whichever place. I go there, very peaceful. At the moment you go there, there is so shanti is there. Okay, that is good. It is sattvic, okay. You can have sattvic peace, you can have rajasic peace, you can have tamasic also when you sleep. Okay. But you can remain in that state all your life. The moment you come out, your mind, the former mind again is there. All the ignorance are there. Duality is there. Vikalpa is there. So that must be dealt with, removed. Then, and the knowledge of oneness, that is what Bhagavan says in Upadesha Saram, like the caging a bird. You open the cage, the bird will fly away. You have some method by which the mind is quiet. Remove the method, the mind again starts operating in the same way. Ekachintanat nashavetyataha. He says, by the knowledge of that ekavastu, that oneness, ekatma pratyayasaram prapanchopashamam shantam. As Mandukya Upanishad says, by that oneness, by that non-dual awareness, the mind is absorbed in the source, then na prithak pratitishthati. No more it perceives, beholds duality. So this is it. Otherwise, even some emotional absorption might be a distraction. And the question is there, is it possible to attain realization without that samadhi? This same question is asked to Bhagavan also in talks, where Bhagavan says, it's quite possible. One moment recognition is enough. That one moment is samadhi only. One moment of recognition is enough. The person is awakened. It is there with him. Those who have very little prarabdha, like Bhagavan, the absorption is very deep. Utkarsha is there. You can say bhakti. Utkarsha is there. That Utkarsha means the jnanam is giving them immense absorption. There is a kind of thrilling shock, ecstatic shock within. Because the most unexpected thing has happened. In Vivekachudamani, after the disciple receives the knowledge, he stays in samadhi and there is a poetical picture. He opens his eyes and says, where is the world? He asks, Kvagatam kenavanitam kutralinamidam jagat. This world was there before, few minutes before. Now it is not there. Kvagatam, where did it go? Kenavanitam kutralinamidam jagat. Adhunaiva maya drishtam. Just few minutes before it was there. Nasti etat mahadadbhudam. It is not there now. What happened? Certainly it's very attractive. So, but it is not in that way. You know the world is all Atma. The jnanam is so powerful that you know that it is all Atma. All of you are Atma. Everything is Atma. This table, chair, book, everything is Atma. Atma alone is. This knowledge removes the hypnosis of Maya. A kind of dehypnotization. Maya has hypnotized us and is telling stories after stories. This person, that person, he is from this place, he is from that place, he is a man, he is a woman, he has this quality, that quality, all these things. The moment you see a person, so much comes inside. All this hypnotization is removed. Bhagavan told Humphreys, he gave this teaching. Stop calling things as things. Start calling things as God. He told only, this teaching was given only to him. Start calling things as God. Stop calling things as things. Start calling things as God. This is Anvikshiki Vidya. This was given only to Humphreys. Bhagavan told him, see, start seeing thing as God means what? Not seeing any kind of conditioning. Because the moment you see, you are bound. The seer is bound. Don't see. So there, na pashyaha pashyate mrityu. The seer no more beholds death. No more, because for him there is no death. So, this is the thing. So, if samadhi is needed, it all depends upon what meaning you give for samadhi. If you think samadhi means kind of ecstatic absorption, they get it in bhajana, they get it in that joy for time being, it goes. That is good, sattvic bhava. But jnanam can happen without that kind of outer trance, or can be accompanied by such states also. Whether you accept samadhi or not, all have said the mind must be withdrawn from the world. People, when they say no samadhi is needed, for them also they say withdraw the mind from the world. And what will the mind do? The mind will constantly think about Atma Vastu. Is it not dhyana? And it is absorbed there. Is it not samadhi? So, whether you call it nididhyasanam or samadhi, it is same. Yogis, they say samadhi, we call it nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam nishayena dhridadaya swaswarupe asanam. That's all. There, that is samadhi. So, I've seen many philosophers who deny samadhi, but they will dance, chanting nama, bhakti, emotion, everything comes to them. What is that? It is bhava samadhi. Again, bhava samadhi comes. So, as long as the mind is there, the mind has to do something. And if it is constantly contemplating on Vedanta Mahavakya, Vichara, nothing else, no distraction, that mind which is peaceful is samadhistha. That is Brahmi sthiti. So, these are all verbal play only. Some people deny, some people accept, it's all same. Anyway, when we speak Viveka Chudamani, samadhi is a must. Shankaracharya says, Nirvikalpaka samadhina sputam brahma tattvam avagamyate. Later on it comes. Now we are telling this. But that samadhi is not ignorant trance. It is nirvikalpacha chinmatra vrittihi. So that is the answer for this question, Brahma-sampatti. So Brahma-sampatti is jnanam. Jnanameva labha. There are verses where it is said jnanam is samadhi. Jnanameva labha. Samadhi atma. Shankaracharya said, what is samadhi? Samadhi atma. It is another name for atma. Bhagavan also many places he said, samadhi is your real nature. Dhyana is your real nature. It is not something that you do. The moment you recognize it is you, it is your real nature. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.